Okay, so we are on lesson number 205, Workbook of A Course in Miracles, and it's a review lesson of lesson 185, I Want the Peace of God. Again, the thing that I notice most going through these lessons is how it concentrates on the reassociation of our thinking and reassociating our thoughts with reality, as opposed to continued association with the ego dictates in the world of space and time. And in that sense, it changes the entire nature of our existence here and what it is we are here for and what it is we're attempting to do, why we're here at all. This lesson today challenges absolutely and turns around upside down, turns them over. In a sense, as I say, it has the image of Jesus in the temple turning over the tables. This is Jesus turning over the tables in your mind, giving you an entirely different purpose for your sojourn in space and time, and one that, if you begin to understand and have experiences that are in line with, would certainly be much more welcome than the drudgery of the plans and the ideas that you had for the reason why you came here and I came here. I mean, certainly this is entirely different than what I was taught in all the classes in school. This challenges every reason I ever picked up a book, ever went to school, ever was told why I should go to school. The peace of God is everything I want. The peace of God is my one goal. The aim of all my living here. The end I seek, my purpose and my function in my life. Where I abide, while I abide, where I am not home. So this goes out the window, all the ideas that what you thought, what we have been taught, and what we were led to believe success here in space and time seems to look like, and what it is that we're here to achieve. It literally says none of anything that you decided that you thought you wanted to achieve here within space and time has anything to do with the true function and the true reason why you are here. And you can understand, oh wow, you can begin to understand why life here tires you out so much. You can begin to understand why it seems to be drudgery, why there's no joy in living here, what you're attempting to do based on what the ego shows us and teaches us our purpose in the world is, and how we would be happy here in the world, leads to misery, sickness, pain, suffering, and death. And yet we're convinced that it's what we have been. I mean, many of us, all of us, which is the reason why we come here, and it's coming to an end. I can feel it, I can see it in my mind's eye, in my spiritual eye. As more of us, or two or more of us, come together, are gathered together in the name of Christ, which is the name given to the entirety of the sonship. When we come together, and much like Helen and Bill did, and ask for a better way, like there must be a better way, when any two of us come together and ask for a better way, and we begin to have our mind healed, freed from all the old expectation and ideas, when two or more of us come together and begin to allow ourselves to utilize space and time for this new reason, the entire egoic thought system is weakened. Now, all around the world, there are many of you who are joining with your brother and reinforcing in your heart and your mind this new purpose. Now, if you understand the world as I've come to understand it, based on the experiences that I've had, you know, the world, the consciousness of separation, which is the world of space and time, is the home of the ego, and without it, it has no place to exist and no power to utilize in its existence, and it fights back. Many of you have had the experience of having profound revelatory, profound moments of recognition, profound light experiences through the practice of these principles, and in the dealing with your brothers and the world around you when you use these principles. And you'll notice, and you have noticed, that you'll soar to these incredible heights of realization and understanding, wherein which it seems like everything of the past is gone, and there's nothing left to cause us any alarm. There's nothing left to cause us any fear or guilt. And we're in pristine moments of communication with reality. And suddenly, an idle thought passes into our mind and strips us, rips us from that experience, and dashes our hopes of it being true, because the world crashes in on us and tries to convince us of what we need to do, we need to even survive, to allow us to continue to have that memory. Now, this is telling us that none of that is so. The peace of God is everything I want. The peace of God is my one goal, the aim of all my living here, the end I seek, my purpose and my function in my life, while I abide where I am not at home. So I don't care how long you've been at this. This is the turning over of the tables, the egoic tables in your own mind. And you being upset being righted in a true purpose, and the ego will react. But when we step back into that peace and we feel that psychological distance that we need in order for us to detach from our identification with the world of space and time, and we begin to experience that peace and recognize that that experience actually is constant, when we allow ourselves to have it, and when we read in the preview to these lessons, we're going to do it 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, every hour on the hour, and every free moment we have. We're going to remember, I'm not a body, I am free, for I'm still as God created me. And today I want the peace of God, because the peace of God is everything. Peace of God, the love of God, the totality, the unity, and the harmony of the kingdom. Our mind is reassociating all of our true thinking, that which can be purified and made whole, with reality. And because reality is whole, perfect, and totally inclusive, that which cannot be aligned and fit has no purpose, and is simply like hitting the delete button on the computer, is gone, no longer to be able to haunt us. But it's up to us to look for those ideas that are in our mind that still want us to, or urge us, or foster a condition in which we begin to identify with the ego because we're scared. We're not trusting the truth of who we are, the laws of the kingdom to work even here and even now. When we read a lesson like this is so totally turning over the tables and upending the entirety of your life and the reason why you've been alive, that the ego cannot not but to begin to strike back in particular ways, and you'll find little things begin to irritate you that don't seem to be consistent with this new purpose. That's what you're designed. That's why you've learned forgiveness. That's why forgiveness is the purpose of this course. That's why forgiveness offers us everything we want. And today we want the peace of God. So forgiveness must be the way to the peace of God. So forgive yourself for allowing your mind to wander into the temptation to think that it is possible to lose who you are, to be separate from God, to be separate from everything, because it's not possible. And as you give yourself those moments, that little distance from your bodily identification that's fostered by the ego, you'll see that it's really just that thinking that keeps it in place. There's nothing, there's no link to the world except in your own memory. And when the memory is of forgetting, what you've forgotten is your link to reality. And when you begin to remember your link to reality, you begin to allow the past to recede into the forgetting. And in the forgetting, it no longer has the ability to control who you are and tell you what your purpose is and what you're here to do. So I'm not a body, I'm free. I'm still as God created me. And today, I want the peace of God. And all we have to do, we only have one day. We just have today. Let today be sufficient unto itself. Anything that conflicts or contradicts what you're thinking with the lessons that you're given to do, take to the Holy Spirit, offer to Him, and have it healed of its ability to cause you any sense of discomfort, pain, consternation. You'll get the understanding as to how to allow it to fit in your mind, or you'll see it no longer has any value, and it will depart from you. It will get itself behind you as an idea that's associated with Satan. Okay, so you guys have a good day. Lesson 203. I'm not a body, I am free. I'm still as God created me. And today, I want the peace of God, because it is everything. And if forgiveness offers me everything, then forgiveness is the answer.